Good morning, everybody. It is meteorologist Ace Weather Forecasting, guys. We are back with another tropical weather update, guys. We do have Invest 93E in the Eastern Pacific and possibly turn into Tropical Storm Alvin, guys. Invest 93E is getting a lot more organized and could possibly impact parts of Central America and possibly even the Southwest in the United States. So if you guys want to know the tracks, where it's going to be going, or if it's even looking organized, that'll all be coming right up. First thing we're going to be looking at, guys, is a 5-day graphical tropical weather outlook. And you can see we are in the Eastern Pacific here, and this is where we can see the development in the next couple of days right in the circle. And this is looking like it could possibly turn to the first tropical storm, and for the Pacific, which will be Alvin. So if we go, it does have a 70% chance of developing to a tropical storm in the next 5 days. It does have a 70% chance for the next 48 hours, which means it can be very fast. It's very soon, not like we're next week or 8 days. It's very close. So 2 days is a 70% chance, which is a very high. And then also in the next 5 days, we do have a 70% chance. So if the 48 hours does go down, we still have that 5 days. So in this circle right here, the X is where it is right now, and that's part of the Eastern Pacific, just a couple hundred miles off Mexico. So in this circle right here, this is where we're gonna have that 70% chance of development, and the tracks are just new updated, and it could turn into a tropical storm. Not that there's not a low chance for that happening. There's 70% chance, very high. So I would not be surprised if it actually does go a lot higher by tonight and possibly be a tropical storm in the next couple of days. So yeah, this is what it's showing right now. We could have a lot of new updates by tomorrow, and I'll have an update on that. I'll try to have an update on that. But this is what it's looking like right now. So now we're going to be taking a look at the satellite imagery on looking at where it is and how organized it is. So based on looking at it, this is where it is right now. It is really starting to get organized right now. We're starting to have a bit more vorticity. You can see it's going like this. You want to see the winds coming around like this. This is what you want to see, like that, like inland, like tornadoes, but this is tropics. So you want to see some vorticity. You want to see some rotation with these clouds. But you can see it's very circular, which is kind of what you want to see there, with these outer bands coming out, which is what you see in these hurricane formations. You really want to see this right here, and it's rapidly moving. It's moved about a couple 60 miles or so ever since last time I checked. It is moving up a bit more to the east, and then at some point it will move up to the northeast, up more towards the Central Pacific. But again, this is what it's looking like right now. Even this, guys, can change. Even it can probably even come to here if it even changes, guys. So we just have to keep a close eye on this, because it could possibly impact and go inland, but that's still very far out for those tracks and where it's really gonna land. But we do have a good idea where the tracks will be in the next couple of days, though. But this is where it is right now on this satellite imagery. So now we're going to be taking a look at all the tracks now. So as you can tell, this is where it is. This little dot is where it is right now. Let me get, that's not my highlighter. So as you can tell, for the next couple, you can see all of them are showing up, going up to the east. Or sorry, to the west. Sorry, guys. I did not mean to say east. I meant west. I apologize. So what I said in the satellite imagery, I meant west. So it's going to be moving up to the northwest. And that's what I'm saying. Two models are actually showing it going inland and affecting part of the northern Mexico area, and possibly even affecting the Phoenix area, and possibly, but a lot more are just showing out, going out to sea, not affecting inland. So this is what we still need to look out for. We do know the tracks. We do know where it's going to physically all going to go right up to the west. It's not going to go east or north or south. It's going to be going west. But we just need to look out right here when it gets to this point, if it turns to the east, or if it keeps on going straight, or if it turns to the west. So a lot of models are showing it going west. A lot of models, or most of the models, are showing it going straight up. and then up to 2 to 3, or we have 3 models that are showing it taking the turn, but 2 models are actually hitting the inland areas. But we have plenty of models. The European is not really showing it really forming yet. They don't want to see it. The GFS is kind of really showing it. But again, this is what the tracks are. At this point, we don't have to worry right now. You guys, this is not a big deal right now because most of the models are showing just spilling out to the sea or just going out into the Central Pacific. But only 2 models are showing it hit inland, so we do not have to worry at this point. We just have to wait a couple hours to see when these model tracks reload and see if they really do show more inland. And if we just gotta wait, guys, but no need to worry now. If you live in the Southwest or in the Mexico area, no need to worry right now. So now we're going to be looking at the intensity guide. So this is actually something new I've been looking at. So this is basically, we're showing all the models. So it has the hours right here. So this is 10 days, this is 3 days, this is 1 day. So you can tell here in this green is a tropical storm. It's this big box. So if these models go in here, and so it's saying it's in 60 hours at this point, it will be at around 45 knots. And this is wind speeds right here, 15, 25, it goes up to 55. And then this yellow, the smally little yellow right here is a category 1, but they are not showing a lot of that because it's not looking like it's going to get at that point. It's looking like a lot of the models are showing a tropical storm. And then in this white, which is where all of them are right now since it's just beginning, is just a thunderstorms out there. So at this point right now, they're actually at 25 knots. As you can see, it's right here. And a lot of models are showing that these numbers are going way up here, up to around 4 or 50 knots up there. That's really some really high wind speed, and that's in the next couple hours. It's in between the next 2 days to around 60 hours. But the next 3 days, most of the models are at the tropical storm from 35 knots ranging to 45 knots, and then drastically falling down. The knots will start to fall down by the 96 to 108 hours. These numbers will really fall down, so we don't have to worry about it getting or intensifying to closer to category 1 yet. Again, guys, this is very soon to basically say where it's gonna get. It's not too early to say that it's forming, because it is a 70% chance for the next 2 days and 5 days. So that we can say, but we cannot decide where yet, what it's gonna reach at, or exactly where the tracks are yet, because this can go from 2 days to 5 days and where it can possibly get to that highest point. But all we know is that based on these, it should get to tropical storm winds in the next 24 hours based on these models. And then by this point, by the next 48 hours, about 50% chance that these models are showing it reaching the tropical storm force winds and then drastically falling down in the next 100 to 96 hours. So all we know based on this is that it's not going to be a tropical storm, if it even does, that long. So now we're going to be taking a look at the radar. So you can see that this is where it is. It's at 1,006 millibars. Not really what you see there for the tropical storms. That's why it's not at that point yet. It's 1,006 millibars. You can see it does have a lot of rain with this, which is usually what you want to see. And it's actually affecting the coastal areas of the western coast of Mexico. Again, that's why I'm going to be showing rain totals too later, because it could possibly bring some flooding if it gets a bit closer inland. As we go all the way to the next 2 days, it's going to be right here, moving very fast. You can see in the next 2 days, it goes a couple hundred miles up to the northwest. So this is where we're seeing at this point, if we know if it goes here straight or to the west. So this is what we really need to watch out. We gotta be looking at this radar. We gotta see if it's gonna be going straight or take a turn east or west. Based on it, it's just going straight. It's not gonna be taking a turn and going inland. So right here, and it's not really. It's just going in a straight line, really. Where it started right here is just going in a straight line. So based on looking at the CMC, or no, we're looking at the GFS. Sorry, based on the GFS, it's not really going to be taking a turn anywhere. It's just going to be going straight up, and then we're just going to be seeing some more tropical rain as this leaves. Now we're going to be taking a look at the CMC now, because CMC has been pretty has been showing a lot of action in the Atlantic and Gulf of Mexico, and not also the Pacific. So we're going to be taking a look at the CMC. So in the next 30 hours, we do have it right here at 1,008 millibars. The CMC is showing it moving a bit slower, but then by the next 48 hours, it does get very close to the Mexico coast. It's going to be at 1,005 millibars, starting to get to those tropical storm looks, and then the CMC is now showing it going like this. So we're gonna have it where it is now. It is showing it getting awfully close to the coast and then taking a turn like this. So basically the GFS and the CMC are showing it still going out, spilling down to the central Pacific, and you see now it's get to 1,009 millibars by 126 hours, so it does weaken. And you can tell it's going to be at its strongest point in the next 48 hours. So it's right here where it can get at its strongest point. I would say the next 36 to 48 hours is when it can get to those tropical storm winds, but I don't think it's going to go inland. So now we're going to be taking a look at the vorticity. So you want to see basically what vorticity is like the wind rotation with this storm from getting its energy. So what you really want to see in this is you want to see this. You can see in the next 18 hours, this is basically what we're seeing, this vorticity. You want to see a very dark red in the middle with some bluer or green lines like this. Like that's what you're going to see like for vorticity. You want to see that hurricane look. You want to see that when you look at the radar, you want to see that type of rotation. So if we go to the next 30 hours, you could see a little bit of vorticity right here. Not going to be at its strongest, only getting up to possibly maybe 40 to 45 knots. But that's, you see, 30 hours, we get to those tropical storm winds. But yeah, it's going to be tropical. It could get to tropical storm winds. I would say a 90% chance of it getting to tropical storm winds. But the thing is, it's not looking like it's going to go inland. It's probably a 20% chance, or even lower for it going inland. And then we go to the next 60 hours. It really does fall apart. The next 60 hours, you see, it's really very weak. It weakened as it went into the Central Pacific. So you see, it's not looking like going inland at all. But we do see a bit of, we actually see a lot of vorticity coming in right here, though. The next 162 hours, we do see something quite interesting right there in the Central Pacific, possibly forming after this. We do not know, but you can really see the vorticity looking. This is what you want to see right here, guys. That is looking like some possible tropical storm winds. Right there, that tropical storm look, and then it's going to be but even if this even forms, it's going to be spilling out here. So not looking like we have to worry anything about in these if you're inland or anything. And I'll be taking a look at the winds, see if we see any high winds. Next 24 hours, guys, we don't see any winds in the path, like nothing really. And guys, this is in knots too. Go to the next 48 hours, not really a lot of winds. In the next 72 hours, we do see up to 27 knots, but that's not really where it's gonna be in the next 72 hours. The next 72 hours, it should be like out here. So again, based on winds, we do not see a lot of winds. We do see in the next 138 hours, we do actually see some up to 42 knots. Could be with this next thing that we saw, but not looking like any winds. And then look, this is what we're seeing the next 238 hours. This is what we want to see for like hurricanes. You can see it's getting up to 50 to 54 knots right there. You can see its rotation too, but it's looking like we could have a next system after this that could be possibly more into the hurricane look, but not looking like we see anything out here with Invest 93E. It's not looking like it's really going to be a huge threat for the Mexico or Central America. Let's take a look at the GFS now for the winds. Same thing, not showing anything with winds, nothing really getting to these high numbers you want to see out here. If we go all in the next 10 days, still don't see anything. So it's just a matter of time to see, because anyways, models can change so fast, and like it can, for example, some models can go from tropical storm to category 2 just like that from reloading. So just because it's not showing a lot of vorticity or a lot of wind, or it's not showing going inland, doesn't mean it can't happen. By tomorrow, it can possibly show all that stuff we need to concern about, but right now we do not. So you don't have to think, what if, what if. Right now, we're looking at, it's not showing anything right now. Do not panic if you're on the west coast of the southwest or northern Mexico right now. Do not need to worry. You might just get some heavy rain. But now, speaking of rain, we're going to be looking at the rain totals. We will see a lot of rain, though, off this coast right here, drastically, very fast in the next 2 days. And then as we go more off in the next couple of days, you do see it, kind of a track. You kind of do see, where it's following based on totals. You can see it. You can see high totals as you go on the next couple of days, going to the direction you see it, guys. So you can kind of see where it's going to bring some heavy rain off the coast. Off the coast, though, it's going to be more central. We could just have maybe up to 6 to 7 inches of rain, but probably just that tropical rain or moisture. Then we're going to be taking a look at the GFS now for rain. Just if you guys want to see, oh wait, we need to look at more models. So the GFS does show it, though, right here, right up here. You can see that that track. You can see it right here, that track. But again, it's showing it going off into the Pacific. Nothing to worry about. You can see it's going to be, we're just going to see that heavy rain, basically, in that moisture that we always see in near the equator. So nothing big really to worry about. So yeah, hope you guys did enjoy this update. Yes, it's going to something to look out. Invest 93E can be quite interesting. It can be one of those that we still do not know what's going to happen, even though it's could be possibly 2 days away from reaching tropical storm force winds. So we just need to keep out a look, guys. And yeah, see you guys in the next video. Please do not forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm getting a lot new, or not a lot, I'm just getting a few newer viewers. So if you guys are new, go ahead and subscribe to my channel for these if you like my content. So guys, see you guys in the next video.